Hi everybody, and welcome to Axion Token Channel here, and we're going to check out Axion price prediction and have a look at where the price is at the moment on the short term, medium term perhaps. Let's get out there, probably more short term, but let's check it out. Here we are on Axion, and of course this is on DEX Tools. You can also see it on Sushi Swap, of course, where it is tradable on both of those, and basically Sushi Swap. And here you can see the chart. There's the daily. So we're currently in quite a few days here. This is when we launched. 20th October, of course, and there's currently we're at the 3rd of November, the daily chart. We've got a few things in here. We had a shark, had a stake come out, so they sold about something like 200 million around there or so. Got 137 million there, but something like 200 million. And of course, we came back after that launch, and that was pretty timely for them to sell. And of course, then we had a nice little pump up here. So we're doing pretty well on the daily price. We had, high of 0.054. Now we came off when Axion migrated from Ethereum to Polygon. The price was 0.007, and we ended up getting a nice high price of 0.054, which is pretty cool. So that's nice to see. We're going to talk about the all-time high price on the ETH chart, but obviously now we're on Polygon. We've got a fresh new chart. Remember, the fees are basically free. So the fees are basically free. Bit of a tongue twister there, and pretty exciting. So this is what we've got now, and you can see this playing out as well. So we've got the chart. Yes, the next day we're up at a pretty good price as well, 0.045. We came down a bit, quite down to 0.003, and then back up 0.045 again. We had day 5, we were at 0.004. And another one there, 0.00379. So then we started selling down. We had some people front running because the 29th was the first big payday. Axion has 5 big paydays. The first one's 5 billion, and then it has one every year thereafter, going up by 2.5 billion a year. So next year's will be 7.5 billion at the same period. So that's how it rolls. And of course, there were a certain amount of stakers and staking at the time. It's not so much the big payday they got because it's based on your share percentage, and obviously most of Axion is staked well longer than that, with 48% staked for 5,555 days. So, but it's really about the principle: do they restake and that sort of stuff? And so that was really the key. So we had a bit of front running, selling into that, right? People get a bit fear. They, I'll sell it early, I'll beat the mark. And so it started driving the price down. And then we ended up bottoming out down here at 0.00118. And then the next day on the 29th at 0.00012. Then we started getting a bit of a whale buy here. One of the on swing trader whales that was actually out and swing trading. They do have a decent stake though for max share, or 5,505 days, but they do trade a lot of the volume, a liquid amount as well. So that's spiked up to 0.038 and with a low of 0.014. So you can see quite a bit of range there on the old Axion USDC or Axion wrapped ETH pair there. So pretty interesting. Right, so this is in USDC though, of course, in price. And then as we move forward, just been consolidating around here. It's been holding up pretty well. Now the accelerator was moved yesterday, I believe, or the day before. I think it was the 1st or 2nd, was moved to Accelerator is the main place where you get the bonuses up 20.8%, and of course they moved that buy support up to from 55% up to 75%. So everything that buys and stakes in the XL and gets all those bonuses, 55% of what they bought would go to on Sushi Swap and buy Axion, supporting the price. Also a deflation tactic as well, and of course that moved to 75%, and that's going to last all the way through to the 15th. So we're going to pull that up on the data chart so you can actually see that there is the end of when the extra support, which is basically 20% extra that's in the accelerator at the moment. And so what that also meant was that the wrap Bitcoin divs was temporarily reduced from 30%. So everything that gets bought and staked in the accelerator, 30% goes and buys wrap Bitcoin rather than Axion, and that goes to stakers as a real-time drop, which is pretty neat. People love getting those dividends real time. So temporarily for this period, of course, it is basically reduced for 2 weeks down to 10% in wrap Bitcoin divs. But the upside, of course, you get that price support during the big payday as well. So there we are. So that's when we're expecting it to rise. Also, we've got marketing ramping up. So marketing will ramp up in a bit of a curve. Let me just see a bit of a curve here. I'm just going to pull up. Let me get rid of that. That was accent there. Let me just pull the time frame up here. I'm going to pull. Oh, but make it a bit more longer here. Let me scroll that up and pull it over. That's a bit better. How about that? Right, so we got into the end of December here, November as well. So let's drag that a bit more. Let's get a bit more time here, and let's see if we've got end of the December here. Yeah, at the end of there, so it's the end of December. Nice. All right, so we've got. I'm expecting a bit of a price movement up here. Let's have a look here, the 9th. So I think we might get some. Yeah, probably somewhere in there. And let's have a look here. We're going to pull that down as well, and let's scroll out. So we could have something in this range of a move and up. We're certainly getting a little move sideways, a little bit more peppy, a little bit lifter, a bit of lift in price here. We're currently at 0.00117. Seems to be holding pretty steady in this range. So between 0.000, pretty much 0.002, and a couple of spikes down 0.015. But most of the time, it's in this bottom range here of about 0.017. So we're pretty much on par with that at the moment. And so expecting a bit of uplift here. Now, obviously, with the big payday was the 29th. So if we put another nice little line here on the 29th, we can put that down here. So between this day and that day, let's put a nice little arrow in here. Probably find one of those. And how about that one? That looks good. So between here, let's expand that out there. Looks a bit weird, but probably could have got a better error than that. But between there and there, we've got pretty much the big payday stakes. So, but just because big payday was on 29th doesn't mean that we don't have stakes coming out just after and many days after. So it will actually decline, and it probably, given that the fact that the accelerator support is moved up to 75% up to the 15th, suggests that the team has modelled and know that the stakes are coming out typically between this period. Now, obviously, the expectation is that a lot of them will just restake, obviously, because they earn Axion. They also earn wrapped Bitcoin dividends. What time frame they stake is another question, of course. And the longer the better. You, of course, you get 20% more shares per year, so you get more revenue that way. So that's the way it looks. The second thing, of course, is the Diamond Stake NFT is out. So that means that people have big payday stakes that qualify between the 27th and the 15th of November. If they stake any amount that it does qualify for Diamond Stake, they will get a little diamond next to their stake saying that they qualify. They can actually stake that for 1,750 days, which is 5 years. And they will also get a Diamond Stake NFT instantly minted to their wallet. They can see that on OpenSea. So that's an extra bonus there on top of the interest and wrapped Bitcoin divs. On top of that, of course, because they stake for 5 years, they also get qualify for the next 4 big payday bonuses, which is 45 billion over the next 4 years. So that's pretty awesome too. Based on the share, they get that bonus based on the shares, so that's a nice uplift there too. And so obviously also Axion Launchpads partners coming up with airdrops and IDOs and pre-sales and stuff like that. They get special access to those sort of things typically when they're stakers. So that's also an upside as well. And of course the team, I guess the next thing is that the team is building out the world's best staking ecosystem. And of course they're hit the ground running with that. The Axion NFT stores coming up. So the vision for Axion is just exploding into the crypto stuff, and these guys are fast movers. Now that they've also got Version 3 technology, basically allows them to do NFT minting, trading NFTs, transferring NFTs, doing all sorts of kind of DeFi and staking NFTs, as well as visual class NFTs and other type of NFTs which are coming up in the future as well. So that NFT store is going to be a huge economic vehicle for people to do very well with the financial side of things. And so that's a very positive coming up. Galaxy NFTs are coming up, of course, and that's for everybody that's got a stake. They'll get a Galaxy NFT based on their stake, the makeup of their stake term and amount and things like that. So it's going to be pretty wonderful to see that. So lots of stuff coming up, and of course, so a lot of these people will most likely stake, but some of them will always sell, and we have seen a couple of sells, and that's just the way it goes. Sort of just the case it is at the moment. So we saw one even for the very day afterwards, but there hasn't been a whole ton at the moment. And with the accelerator and all those positive things that I said to you, there seems to be a fairly decent price support here at the moment. So I'm expecting a bit of an uplift in the short term in the price, and as we head towards the 15th, especially with the accelerator support and all the good stuff I just told you about. So that's what I kind of am expecting at the moment. And I'm kind of expecting to by the 15th to probably get up to about 0.025, range or more. So it's always at this level. It's always quite hard to work that out. Now let's quickly go into the chat here, and we're going to pull this up and have a look at higher prices, because that's what we want to look at as well. So remember, this is December, the end of December, at the end of this chart period here. We're currently in November, just heading up towards the middle of November. We'll be here, so it's very important to remember. All right, so let's have a quick look. Let's get the old chart up, and when we're on the ETH chart, of course, the all-time high was up here, about approximately about here, about 0.007, and I'm going to put a little. Let me put put that there. That's pretty cool. So that was our previous all-time high, and we'll put a little text box there, and all-time high. And of course, that was on the Ethereum side. So remember, we're on Polygon with a fresh new chart, so you could take that into account. It's a whole different dynamics. On Ethereum, you had lots of barriers to entry, such as high gas fees, whereas on Polygon, everything's pretty much a fraction of a cent, and the accelerator's free. Pretty cool. All right, so that's it there, and of course the all-time high was up here, and so I expect us to sort of roll up here and actually just start rolling up. Let me see if I can find a good indicator here, that a good. Let's have a look here. I don't know whether I can find the right kind of um, arrow here. Let me try. I'm trying to find a curly one, but not sure whether I'll be able to find one of those. Let's have a look. No, not on that one either. See whether I can find something here. No, nothing on there. Let me jump back to the line sieve here, and we're going to do some arrows here. So, I expect us to get up to somewhere about 0.0025. This is safely, of course. I'm trying to be conservative, not to over embellish the thing, but I think we could get there. We'll and then we could start moving up here, maybe up to 0.003 as well. So maybe within a couple of days, we could get the 0.003, and then maybe we do a little bit of a just a little bit of a side here, maybe for a couple of days, and then we get another one of these pumps here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think these will get bigger, these zigzags, and I think we'll can't start to head up to reach that 0.004 mark. Now, the other thing I didn't mention is that marketing has kicked off, 30 days of marketing, and let's have a look at that. So 30 days of marketing is pretty much ramping up. So that we're talking about all the way through to probably, what's that, the 30th there, 30th of October. So we've probably got pretty big marketing here, and then that's going to continue. So we've got about 100K of marketing plus a lot of things happening in there. And I think this 15th is a pretty critical period here. I think this is going to be pretty spectacular from here on. I think that by the time the marketing builds up, we could have a really strong marketing. Now let's put that in a nice green too. So we could have some pretty cool marketing happening, building up there as well. So we might get this flow on price rise, and it's a very good chance that by the end of the year we could definitely be, we might have a couple more of these flat patterns. Let me just change this to a straight line, and change that to a straight line too, and a flat line, sorry, not a dashed line, and we could really start to get some real movement up here into December before Christmas. So could get very bullish. In fact, could get such that we really start to really climb. And the exact angle, of course, is always difficult to anticipate, but we could really see a blow past. And I think that with everything that's coming up from the team, we could really have a good chance of getting up to by the end of December here. End of December, we could really have a good chance of getting up to that 0.001 mark. Let me just get right up there on that one mark there. Yeah, so I think that we could really start to get this really move on. Now, what length this happens, I just think that this is kind of a general pattern. As we head up, we're going to bust out through there, probably pre-Christmas is my guess, with all the stuff that's coming down the line. With marketing over $100,000, then 50,000 or so per month, and it's going to increase as the ecosystem increases. So it's a pretty big pumpamental, and of course, I think that's pretty exciting. So a little uncertainty around here. I think that definitely we could get back over the 0.002. I definitely think by maybe about the 15th we could get to this 0.025. I think a lot of the stakes are unstaked, and there's always some people that forget about their stakes, so they might come out later. But as long as the bulk of them are active with their stakes, and I decide to stake them or sell them, then they'll either get absorbed through the accelerator buying and market buying as well, and advertise marketing and stuff like that, or so forth. So we already had a BTC TV over something like 13,000 views already on that one, and we've also got other ones like Wendy O coming up, and potentially some bigger ones than that. So there is some huge stuff coming as we ramp up through this phase here, and I think that we'll probably have it. Let's get a nice big arrow here. Get another one off of this one, and we'll use that. And we could have some pretty heavy marketing in here. So it's going to be pretty cool, and we'll probably get a lot more users climbing up the track there. And once you get a lot of users on, you really start to move. And remember, there's no real transfer, no real cost barrier on a Polygon. It's basically free, and everyone's loving it. Everyone's just talks about it all the time. They're so relieved not to be on Ethereum. And as I always say, some of the other big projects, particularly CD projects, everyone's got huge ETH fees to pay on other projects. And of course, they get frustrated by that, as you'd expect, because Axion people were frustrated on there too. So, all those people are trying to look for solutions. Axion's already moved fast, first and fast. That's what Axion does, and they're also not only that, but they actually got world-class technology, Axion version 3. With NFT minting, Galaxy NFTs, and all the other DeFi NFTs, staking NFTs, and visual class NFTs. It goes on and on and on. With the NFT store coming up in a few weeks, and that time's getting closer and closer. It's going to be really the next leg, and that's not where the that's going to be huge by itself. But the team's not finished there. It's going to keep expanding into a lot of the crypto sphere as well. So you're talking about stable coins, lending, and all sorts of good stuff coming down the pipeline, and a lot of other stuff, real world applications. So benefits of stakers through real world partnerships, and so you could get a lot of stuff potentially in utilities and all sorts of things. There is no limit to where the team could actually take this. Obviously, a lot of those further afield deals need to be tied in, but there's also a lot of strategic partnerships that might be super duper good too. And don't want to talk too much about those in the live stream, but on this video record, sorry, but definitely a lot of stuff potentially coming up. So I think this has got pretty good vision of where I think things can go. Now, the only some of that, so that's all the upside things. Some of the challenges still, we still have a few whales around. So that's potentially they hopefully will join aboard on the vision and ride the vision too. But once again, if they are having less impact in some ways, but they could still impact the price chart, and we've seen that before. So that's one of the challenges still. Obviously, the big paydays, we should be able to ride through that through the next up to the 15th or something like that, based on the indications from the team, and also. I think that's about it, really. I think most of the other big hurdle used to be Ethereum fees, and that's really gone. So I think that it's very, very exciting. The results through the accelerator have been very pleasing. That the fact that there's basically free to get in there is awesome, and of course some of those extras that Axion's added in, like just the little extras like the Matic Force airdrops and stuff like that, have been really well received as well. Now, also the other thing, of course, Polygon is has asked, been trying to get Axion on as one of the three big CDs on the ETH chain, others being Wise and Hex, of course. And of course, Axion has come on. And I always like to put it in, if you think of a risk return chart, you have like Aave doing your very conservative returns on stable coins and things like that at the bottom. So it's the most conservative. Then on the top right, you have yield farming and high risk investments over there, right? Like Adamant, QuickSwap, and things like that. You get the bonuses there. But right in the middle is the juggernaut, and that is Axion now offering a widely accepted certificate of deposit, but it's supercharged with all those extra benefits that I talked about before. Axion return, APY up to 47%, longer pays better, rapid coin dividends that you can withdraw at any time, and you get in real time as people buy and sell and buy and stake in the accelerator. NFTs now, of course, with the NFT store opening up, and we're going to see a lot of wonderful boost incentives through there for the staking, but also DeFi, and that's going to be a powerful financial economic engine and as I said, all those other good benefits that I talked about earlier, partnerships and launch pads and all that, and many other things, real world applications. It really does look exciting. The marketing budgets are significant and is only ramping up, and I think that bodes well for a diversification. So that obviously Axion's diversifying into other financial markets to build into the ecosystem, making it a much more diversified investment vehicle for stakers principally, but for other people that enter into those other product opportunities. So it's going to be something for everybody. And of course, you're most welcome to join Axion, as it moves into the future. So it's going to be pretty fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that bit of a price update and a bit of the significant things that are going on. It really is an exciting time as pretty much Axion's looking to dominate on the Polygon network. So spread the word and get involved, and probably the way to go. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, of course. Leave any comments about the price or about the project you like in the comments. Obviously, just respectful ones are much appreciated. And yeah, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. I will catch you in tonight's live show, the Accelerator show, and join me then. It is always a lot of fun, and of course, that will be live fed. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Bye for now.